Well, I'm back, and so are you, which means you're here to have some fun on day 3 solving the cosinusoidal equations. Not difficult stuff, kids, not difficult stuff. Not at all, not at all. Mr. Key will help you out, all right? All right, Mr. Key, let's go. Let's rock and roll. See how fast we can get 12 problems done. All right, let's look at the directions. The directions here say between 0 and less than 360 degrees. See it right there? So if we can't use 360 because based on these directions. All right. So here we go. We're just going to solve. Remember, this is like having a big old X here, right? So we're going to bring the 1 over. We get 2 cosine theta equals 2. Divide by 2, I get cosine theta equals 1. And then anytime you get 1 or 0, just what with sine, we're going to draw the cosine curve. Remember, it's boom. Where does it equal? It equals 1 here, and it equals 1 here. That would be at 0 degrees and at 360 degrees. But since we can't use that, the only answer is 0 degrees, and that is some unbelievable writing right there. Moving on. What? How easy is this one? Wait a second. Alert, alert, alert. Negative, negative. Now, when does cosine equal a half? When, oh yeah, that's when theta is 60 degrees. But don't use that. It's not going to be your answer. We have to get into the quadrants where cosine is negative, and that's these two. It's like the left side of the bow tie. So, 60 degrees. Boom there, and 60 degrees there. So this would be 120. And then we just keep going. 180 plus 60, that would be 240. Right? Moving on. Let's go to 3. That's my dog. He's protecting us from those bad people walking by. We've got such bad people walking by. Subtract 3. I get secant theta equals, subtract 2, I get secant theta equals 3. This is not a problem. Remember, cosine has to be less than 1, or cosine has to be greater than, less than or equal to, or less than, greater than or equal to negative 1, and so does sine. But not the other functions. The other functions, well, we're going to talk about those. So, secant. So I go to my calculator, I say, okay, Taschen Rechner. We'll inverse secant, oops. Oh, here we go. Does not like when I do that. Inverse secant 3. Enter. I get 70 point, let's see, what did it say us to round to? To nearest degree. So it was 70.5, was it not? 70.5. So we'll say theta is equal to 71 degrees. Now, where is secant, which goes with cosine positive? Oh, yeah. Cosine's positive on the right side of the bow tie. So yes, we are going to keep 71. Anytime it's positive, we always keep the first angle. And then we have to get into this quadrant. Remember, this is 360, and I'm coming back 71. So I'm going to subtract off 71, and that would, I believe, would be 289. 289 degrees. Remember, for every answer, generally we'll get 2 answers, except maybe with 1 or 0. So this one we could do one of 2 ways. I can just distribute it. I can just factor it. Cosine theta plus 2. Cosine theta minus 2. Or I can do it this way. Cosine squared theta equals 4. Take the square root. Don't forget to put a plus or minus. And I get cosine theta equals plus or minus 2. Or over here, I get cosine theta equals negative 2, or cosine theta equals positive 2. Either way, based on what I just talked about over here, it's the empty set because you can never have cosine bigger than 1. Okay? That's just the way it goes. Sisters and brothers, brothers and sisters. Sisters and brothers, brothers and sisters. Man, I should never have given up my day job. Oh, wait. I still have my day job. So we're going to factor this one. Don't menu 331 everything, you lazy bums. Cosine, cosine. And those of you that have no idea what menu 331 is, that's okay. So I need to multiply to 10, positive 10, and add up to negative 11. That's a negative 1. and a negative 10. So in this case, I get cosine theta equals 1 or cosine theta equals 10. This can't happen. This we draw a picture for. Start of the max. 360, 0. But remember, we can't use 360 again, so our answer is 0 degrees. Moving on. Got to factor some more. Cosine theta. Cosine theta. Let's go minus 3 and what? This is boring. Plus 1. Oh, this isn't bad. So this gives me cosine theta equals, now I was looking for one of these, and cosine theta equals positive 3. Once again, can't be bigger. There's our answer. Oh, wait a second. I still got to come up with my answer. It's negative 1 down here. So my answer for this one, because remember, right there, halfway through, that's 180 degrees. So I know what you're thinking. Man, Mr. Krause, you are great at making those curly braces. I wish I was that. What the fraction? Oh, fraction. I know something about secant. I know a little bit of something about secant. I do know a little bit of something about secant. This is really 1 over cosine theta. And this is cosine over 1, so I'm just going to cross multiply. So I get cosine squared theta equals 1. Oh, okay, that's not too bad. Take the square root of both sides, pull it a plus or minus, and I get cosine theta equals plus or minus 1. Well, when it's 1 or 0, we draw a picture. We've done this about 6 times now already. Plus 1 here and here, can't use this one, and minus 1 here. So my answers for this one are 0 degrees and 270 degrees. That's it, sisters and brothers. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's back up the crazy train, girlfriend. Let's back up the crazy train. This is not 270 degrees. This is 180 degrees. That was about to get ugly. All right, so this problem right here. Mark my words. It'll be one of the most missed. Put a little asterisk after it. Right there, asterisk. Most missed question on, what did I just write there? Oh, like, well, question on test. Something like this question will be the most missed question on a test because you guys get so confused when there's sines and cosines. If I wrote x minus 2x, or in this case it would have to be, well, whatever, xy, you'd say, oh, just take out the GCF. Well, that's what we're doing here, kids. They both have a cosine. So we're going to take that cosine out. Now, when I take the cosine away from cosine, I'm left with 1 minus this, 2 sine theta. Oh, yeah, I told you when we solved the cosine equations, you're going to see sine pop up every once in a while. All right, so this is when cosine theta equals 0, and this is when 1 minus 2 sine theta equals 0. It's both going to set them equal to 0. This one gives me sine theta equals a half. And, oh, that's 0, so I got to use my... Right here. It's equal to 0 here and here. That would be at 90 degrees and 270 degrees. You should have those memorized by now. When does sine equal a half? Sine equals a half when theta is 30 degrees. Positive. Sine is positive in the second and first quadrant. First quadrant is just 30. The second quadrant is right here, which is be 150. I hope you guys are getting pretty good at those. So my answers are 30 degrees, 90 degrees, 150 degrees, and 270 degrees. Man, we'll have 4 left. This is flying, kids. Flying. What the heck? Okay. So 7 cosine squared theta minus 5 cosine theta minus 2 equals 0. Now, if you're just watching me perform like the performing monkey, don't do that. Pause the video and try this on your own. I just moved this stuff over, set it equal to 0. Pause it. Pause. Welcome back. Wow, I hope you did a good job with this. So the factoring here is not rough. It's just 7 cosine and cosine. 1 and 2, and we need this one to be negative and this one to be positive. So in this case, I get cosine theta. I'm not going through the factoring with you. Cosine theta equals negative 2 over 7. And this one I get cosine theta equals 1. Well, we know the answer there is 0 degrees. We've already done that a few times. This one, kind of tricky. Remember, do not put the negative in. We're still going to do inverse cosine, but it's of 2 divided by 7. 73 degrees. So this is theta equals 73 degrees. But it's negative, and cosine is negative in the second and third quadrants, the left side of the bow tie. So 73 here and 73 here. So that's 180 minus 73, which is 107, and 180 plus 73 degrees, which is 253. So my three answers are 0, 107, and 253. Oh my gosh, kids, this is so much. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That looks really rough. No, it's not. Oh, forgot to bring the 3 over. So minus 3 equals 0. So I'm going to go for cosine because I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Hopefully you've paused it and you're just doing it now. Plus 1, minus 1, plus 1. So I get cosine theta equals negative a fourth and cosine theta equals 1. Well, I know this is 0 degrees again, but the 1/4, I got to go to the calculator. Inverse cosine, we don't put the negative in. 0.25 is the same as 1/4. And you get 76 degrees. So 70. All right, kids, had a brain fart there for a second. This is a 3. So I actually had to have a plus 3 here because this multiplies to negative 4 and positive 3. Sorry about that, kids. Just realized this should be negative 3/4. So we're going to put in the 3/4, not the negative, just the 3/4. So instead of 0.25, it should be 0.75. So we're going to take the inverse cosine of 0.75. You get 41.4 degrees or 41 degrees. But cosine is negative only on the left side of the bow tie. 41 and 41. So we do 180 minus 41, 180 plus 41. We're only ever using 180 and 360, kids. If you use the y-axis, you'll be asking me why you're in my class again next year. Don't do it. So my answers are 0, 139, and 221, I believe. We are so close to being done. We got 2 problems left. Again, one of the most missed questions on the test will be one like this. It's got a GCF. I can take that GCF out. The only thing they have in common is a cosine theta. So I'm left with 5 cosine theta plus 4 equals 0. Set them equal to 0. Cosine theta equals 0. Cosine theta equals negative 4/5. This one, we're going to do a little fun stuff. 90, 270. This one, we got to do inverse cosine of 4/5. Don't use the negative. The negative just tells us what quadrants we're going to be in. 4/5, we get 37 degrees. So theta, our reference angle, is 37 degrees. Cosine is negative in the second and third quadrant. So again, 180 minus 37 and 180 plus 37. So I've got 4 answers here. We'll start with 0. We'll go to 143. That's the 180 minus. The 180 plus will be 2. Oh. 217. And the last one will be 270 degrees. Almost done, children. Almost done. You see my mistake? It's embarrassing. I wrote 0 and I meant to my 90, but maybe that's why I left my space there, so I can put that 90 in there. Sorry about that, kids. What the? Oh my goodness, this is got a GCF. Got to take out the cosine so we can take. Ooh, we're gonna get some lots of stuff here. Let me move down. We might need more room on this one. Not that much. So we're gonna take out a cosine theta, and I'm left with 15 cosine squared theta minus 17 cosine theta plus 4 equals 0. And probably there's like a real high probability this is going to be 5 cosine theta. You should have, ow, pause this. And 3 cosine theta. And they both got to be negative. Both got to be negative. So negative and negative. Let's go 2 and 2. That's 10 and 6. That ain't going to work. 4 and 1. 4 and 1 will work. Let's do 4 and 1. So 4 here and 1 here, because that's negative 5 and negative 12. That's negative 17. So I get cosine theta equals 0. Cosine theta equals 4/5. And cosine theta equals 1/3. So, I already did 4/5. It's 37 degrees. I think I already did 1/3 too somewhere. It's going to end up being 76, but you'll see. So, inverse cosine of 1 divided by 3 equals 70.5, 71 degrees. Theta equals 71 degrees. So, here we go. That was ugly. All right, we've done 0 enough to know, that from this one we're going to get 0, 90 degrees, and 270. Now, if that struggle with you, draw your picture. Right, 90 and 270. 4/5, it's positive, so we're going to keep the 37 degrees. But remember, cosine is positive in the first and fourth quadrant. So we need to get into the fourth quadrant by doing 360 minus 37. And that would be 323 degrees. We're going to keep the 71. And then we need to go 360 minus 71. And again, that's 289 degrees. There they are, kids. And that's it. That's all she wrote. That's all she wrote. What do you think? Not too bad. I think you can handle it. It's a lot of factoring, a lot of solving. I think you can handle it. All right, kids. Bye.